This boy has the superpower to stop time. He uses his power at the supermarket where he is employed. Then he carefully looks at every woman shopping in the supermarket from top to bottom. After a while, one girl catches the boy's attention, and he notices that she is very attractive. The boy gently pushes the girl's hair behind her ear and then slowly undresses her. After that, he calmly begins to draw her on paper. When he was young, the boy accidentally saw a woman in her birthday suit, and since then, he has been fascinated by the female body and loves to draw it. Anyway, the boy is a master at drawing, and he is able to capture every detail of the girl's beauty in his artwork. While time is frozen, he does the same thing to each and every woman in the store. After he is done with his work, he dresses the women back as if nothing happened. Then he takes the manager and positions him in front of a floating milk can for fun. After that, he goes outside the store and then comes back in. Now he cracks his fingers, and time starts again, returning everything to normal. He signed up for a course and decided to become a painter. He surprised his teacher with his level of sketching. The golden egg suddenly stretched out its sharp claws and pierced into the old man's palm. Holding back the pain, the old man pulled out the golden egg and put it on the table. At this time, the golden egg, which was full of blood, was slowly retracting its claws, but the old man did not care. But at night, the old man suddenly felt thirsty. After drinking a bucket of water, he looked at the raw meat in the refrigerator and felt a strong craving. He tried to control this craving and closed the refrigerator door tightly. But then the old man felt the wound on his hand become very itchy, even though he used a knife to pierce the wound. He still shivered from the itch. Suddenly, the old man saw the golden egg on the table and he quickly twisted the mechanism so that the sharp claws could pierce the wound, along with the pain. The old man felt an unprecedented pleasure, and when he looked in the mirror, he realized he was much younger. So the old man began to let the golden egg suck his blood more often. But that day, he suddenly realized that the blood coming out of his wound was like glue. At the dance, a man suddenly got a nosebleed, and the old man stood up instantly, staring at the man with an inexplicable urge inside him. The man's eyes suddenly saw the muscles under his classmate's skin. He fell from the rope to the ground in shock, but his body was unharmed. And he saw his favorite female classmate, Tina, through the wall. This excited him so much that he immediately told his parents about it. But his father didn't believe him and asked the man to guess what was in his hand. The man just took one look at it and said it was a small knife. The next day, he saw green light coming from Tina's body. Curious, he follows Tina and is surprised to find Tina's locker full of cash. The man realizes that Tina is involved in a robbery. Just then, Tina appeared behind the man. The man found a reason to leave and reported Tina to the police. But what he didn't realize was that Tina also had supernatural powers. She took the form of another classmate and found him. When Tina realized that the man had reported her, she pushed him down from the second floor in order to catch Tina. The man faked his death and then quietly investigated. He found out that Tina was planning to replace him by hurting someone else. In order to stop Tina's plan, he follows her to a graveyard and Tina changes back to her original appearance and he manages to save the girl. The teacher pulled the headphones out of a girl's hair. Then he flicked her head. The teacher was wiping the blackboard on the podium. All the students raised paper balls and threw them behind the teacher. The students pretended nothing happened. The teacher pointed at them and scolded them angrily, but the students didn't care. The next day, the students dumped a can of adhesive on the teacher's chair. Then a girl took out a fake mouse. She asked a classmate to put the mouse in the teacher's drawer, and some girls poured flour into a bucket. They placed the bucket above the classroom door. Then the teacher came over. He pushed the door open. The clever teacher wore a little tent over his head, so the bucket of flour fell on the students' desks. The teacher smiled in triumph. He took off the tent on his head and sat down on the chair full of glue. He realized he couldn't stand up. The students applauded happily. The teacher walked a few steps with the chair on his ass. Then he took off his shoes, unzipped his pants, and took off a pair of pants. The 500 IQ teacher wore 2 pairs of pants. The students who don't give up continue to guide the teacher to open the drawer, and sure enough, the teacher squeals and pulls a mouse out of the drawer. And just as the students are getting happy, they suddenly realize that